Ooh, okay, cool. What day is this supposed to be? What day am I on? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the 7th day of the 25 days of Kitmas. I hope you guys have really been enjoying all the videos so far. For this video today, I'm going to be going through all of the blushes, bronzers, and highlighters that I keep inside of my makeup kit. Usually people are obsessed with like concealers and foundations. Nope, it's blushes, bronzers, and highlighters for me, guys. This also means that I have found my tried and true because I've experimented with so freaking many that I finally found the winners. So I'm gonna go on with bronzers first. The very first bronzer powders that I want to talk about, and these are the ones that I primarily use on people. These are the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzers. Not only do they have a really awesome color range on them, they also aren't completely flat matte, which I really like. I personally don't really like matte bronzers for makeup looks. I like to have fresh, healthy, glowy, dewy looking skin. Given that the name is Glowish, they just have this nice kind of like healthy kind of sheen to them almost. It just blends in with the skin seamlessly. I don't really have to sit there and fuss with it that much, so that's why I really like these a lot. I have all of the bronzers that the Glowish range has. I'm gonna go onto Sephora's website and tell you guys a little bit about these before I even start swatching them. It's described as a clean, transfer-proof, non-drying powder bronzer that gives you a natural looking tan with subtle luminosity for an all-over sun-kissed glow and a velvety finish. And it looks like they retail for $31, which actually isn't bad for a bronzer, to be completely honest. It is vegan, it has a satin finish, it's fragrance free, it's also cruelty free, and it's also classified as a clean beauty product with Sephora. I also like the fact that it's not super heavy when you apply it on application. You don't just get immediate pigmentation on contact. Like, it takes a while for it to build up, and I love bronzers like that just so you can actually build it up to the intensity that you want. I'm gonna go ahead and actually swatch these on my hand here. I'm gonna go in with the light color first. It just looks like this. That is what the light color looks like. And then the next one is the color medium. Look at how much I've used it. It's so used. Medium by far is my most used shade just because of the clientele that I have. So that is medium right there. Then moving on to tan light, this one right here. And tan light has a really unique undertone to it. It's a little bit more of like that actual like bronze tone that you really want. It is this one right here. Some bronzers, whenever they're formulated, they just are super orange, and I cannot figure out how they got approved by anybody. This is in the shade Deep Tan. It has a little bit more of like an orangey kind of red base to it, I would say. As you can see, the tan light is just that perfect like bronzy undertone. I kind of wish that this had it. And then the last color that I have is Rich, and this is the deepest tone that Huda Beauty carries. And then that is the rich tone right there. I felt like the rich one sometimes isn't dark enough, so I ended up picking up the Morphe bronzer right here. This is the Bronze Show Matte Velvet Pressed Powder in the shade Cocoa Woe, and that is what it looks like. See, this is the Huda Beauty Rich one, and then this is the Cocoa Woe. Like, this one goes very deep, and that's sometimes what you need for people with like very deep skin tones. I'm gonna go ahead and actually let you guys screen grab this whole thing, and I'll go ahead and pause it for you guys. All right, so those are officially all of my powder bronzers, and now I'm going on to my cream contours slash cream bronzers. These are something I don't use like every single time I do applications, but especially if I have maybe more time with a bride, or if that bride wants a little bit more of a dramatic look, then I'll go in with these cream contours. I have these all in the Artist Kit Company 2.0 palette. I have all of the Patrick Ta cream contour duos. They have like a powder on one side and a cream on the other side, so I have all three of the ones that Patrick Ta carries. As I mentioned, this is the Patrick Ta Major Sculpt Cream Contour and Powder Duo, and it retails for $38. This one is the light one right here. This is the medium one, and then this is the dark one. This one on the end is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. Then going onto Ulta's website, the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, which it's now renamed as, is $50 a piece, and they come in 2 different colors. Mine is in the lighter shade. And then this one right here is actually a combination of these two right here. I just felt like I needed one in between. And I'll go ahead and swatch them on this acrylic palette here for you guys. So the first one is the Soleil Tan de Chanel, and then this is what it looks like. Then this one right here is the first Patrick Ta shade, which is the light shade. It is that second swatch right there. Third one is the light and the medium one combined. I'm so sorry these swatches are not coming out like the best. I just don't know how else to do this. And then that is what the other one looks like. And it's kind of similar to the first one. Now that I'm like looking at these, I don't even know why I did that. All right, and this is the medium Patrick Ta shade. And that is it at the bottom. And then the dark shade from the Patrick Ta line is this one at the bottom. So that is what all the contour shades look like. So I'll go ahead and hold it right here, and you guys can screen grab it if you want to. Then next, I want to get into my favorite category, which is blushes. I'm going to go on to the powders first, since they are all in one palette, and then I'm going to go on to the creams. So I only have one blush palette now that I basically replaced all my other blushes with, and this is actually a NARS palette, the holiday palette from this year, so 2022, and it's called the Rising Star Cheek Palette. So it has the shades Guilty Pleasure, Limelight, Famous, Paramount, Golden Age, and Premiere in it. And I'm not sure if those are permanent shades that are sold or if they just are inside of this palette. So this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. They all have kind of a sheen to them if you can't tell. I know this light's like really bright, so I'm trying to like tilt it so you guys can actually see like the true colors of it. So anyways, let me go ahead and swatch these for you guys. I'll just be swatching them on the back of my hand. So the swatch I'm going to do is this highlighting kind of shade up there. You're almost not going to be able to see it except for just the reflectiveness. It's sitting right here. Then going into this middle shade, that is what it looks like. I don't know, all these blush colors are just so pretty. Like NARS actually does a really good job of blushes, and I never realized that until I tried these this holiday season, and I'm super impressed. This color right here, that's that brighter pink kind of tone, is this one here. And it doesn't even come off that bright, like actually when you swatch it, it looks brighter in the pan, but it's really not that bright of a pink color. Then I'm gonna swatch this guy right here, which is that muted coral kind of color. But yeah, all of them just have like this nice like luminosity to them though. And then that is right here. I know you guys can barely see this one. Then I'm going into the brighter orange shade that is in the middle bottom of the palette. It is this one right here. And then that is the swatch on my hand. And then the very last shade is going to be this like really deep burgundy color. Just so stunning on really dark skin tones. I actually used it on my cheeks today. I have really been obsessed with burgundy shades, and I don't know if it's just because we're getting into the winter time. I'm not really sure. I just have been obsessed, and I've been collecting like these burgundy tone blushes. And then this is what it looks like here. Look at how pretty that is. The thing that I really like about these NARS blushes is that they stay on forever. Like I have such an issue, especially on bridal clients, with blushes lasting throughout the day, because blush is like one of the first things that fade. And guys, I've had this thing on literally all day, and I've not had to touch up my blush, and that's a first. I'm gonna go on to Sephora's website really quickly and tell you guys about it. It retails for $60, and it's called the Rising Star Cheek Palette. It's formulated without parabens, silicones, and is very long wearing, which I totally agree. So it's described as a holiday palette featuring NARS's award-winning blush in 6 limited edition shades designed for all skin tones. Okay, so sorry guys, it looks like it is limited edition, but literally like any of NARS's blushes are super, super pretty. Like they definitely have shades on here that are very similar to the shades that are inside of that palette. Moving on to my liquid blushes, and these are all the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch liquid blushes. I have 5 different shades. They retail for $20. It's described as a weightless, long-lasting liquid blush that blends and builds beautifully for a soft, healthy flush, available in matte and dewy shades. And the shades are different depending on the formula that you pick, so just be aware. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with the lightest tone first. This is in the color Bliss, and I think that this might be one of the matte blushes. This is what Bliss looks like. Just like a lighter peach. And then I have a lighter pink kind of shade, and this is in the color Grace. This is what Grace looks like. This is what the color Grace looks like. This next one is in the shade Encourage. I would describe it as a more like brown tone, mauve kind of shade. Like it doesn't have a lot of purple inside of it. It's more brown tone. But I personally really like this one. I like a brown tone blush sometimes. And that is what it looks like. Look at how pretty that is. And then this one is in the shade Believe. And this one does have a little bit more of like a hint of pink to it, but it still is more of a brown. It comes out more pink though when you actually apply it to the skin, just to let you guys know. And then the last shade that is seriously my favorite. Again, I love those really, really deep, rich, like either burgundy or like terracotta sort of blushes. Like I'm just a huge fan. So this is in the shade Love. As you can tell, it's just like a terracotta, like orange kind of color. And I mixed this with almost all the other blushes inside of here, but this is my favorite. And that is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold these up for you guys, and you guys can take a screen grab if you'd like. All right, and then the next category that we have is highlighters. And I'm gonna go over the 2 MAC highlighters that I have first. They're both the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes. One is in the shade Soft and Gentle, and the other one is in Lightscapade. Soft and Gentle, I've seriously purchased this like probably over 5 times in my freelance career now. It's just this like really light peachy champagne sort of tone. Super pretty and ideal for a lot of different skin tones, to be totally honest. I've even used this on really deep skin tones before and it works out great. That is what the shade is. Just like a very like multi-use color. I also like using this as like an inner corner highlight. I like to body highlight with it. I even like to use it as an all over lid color. It's just a very like pretty overall shade. And then the second one that I have is Lightscapade, which is this one right here. It's very hard to see because these lights are so bright. It has like blue, pink, and yellow inside of it in a marbleized kind of finish. Once you swirl them all together, they just give this really, really pretty color. And it's a really light, like icy kind of color. So I'll put this on people that have like lighter kind of tones, but it doesn't have as much of a shimmer as the Soft and Gentle one. Like Soft and Gentle has like actual like reflex of light inside of it. This one almost provides more of like a sheen or like a wet kind of glossiness to it. It's more so like a luminizing powder, and that's kind of what this is. It's not exactly like a beaming highlighter. And then I'm gonna go actually onto MAC's website. Again, they are the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes. They retail for $40 a piece, and it's described as a luminous powder with MAC multi-mineral complex that adds highlights to the face and body. Now, the very last highlighter palette, guys, this is my favorite. I thought I liked MAC Soft and Gentle, and I thought that was my go-to highlighter until I picked up this. You guys will probably know this because it's seriously such a cult favorite. It's always sold out on Sephora's website, so if you guys can get it in stock, like literally buy it right away because it's definitely worth it. So this is the Dior Backstage Highlighting Palette. It's in 001 Universal. The only thing that sucks about this though, I broke the hinge on the top, so mine like literally doesn't stay, like it literally just like comes apart completely. So I'm gonna go ahead and look on Sephora's website. Retails for $45. It is in 001 Universal. It's described as a face palette with 4 luminous shades of highlighters for a customizable backstage glow. Yeah, it's amazing, guys. It's just so versatile. Like, I like the fact that I can literally take it with me and have all of my skin tones covered. I know the light is like kind of playing with me, but if I shift it to the side, you guys can kind of see like true to color. So I'm gonna go ahead and just swatch all of them. I'm gonna swatch the icy one first, the champagne one next, the blushy kind of tone, which is really pretty, either mixed in with the other ones, or it can also be used on its own as a blush topper, and that's also really pretty too. But yeah, that's the bronzy kind of tone. Then you can see the pink one, then that's the champagne one, and that's the icy kind of color. And yeah, that is about it for this video. Definitely go ahead and hit the big thumbs up button for me if you really like this video. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. And don't forget to turn on those post notifications because you don't want to miss an upload during the 25 days of Kitmas. I have very exciting videos planned for the rest of December. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.